Welcome, Stoic enthusiasts, to another exploration of timeless wisdom that can guide us on our path to resilience and virtue. As the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus once wisely said, the key is to surround ourselves only with those who uplift us, individuals whose presence calls forth our best selves. You've likely heard the saying that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today, we embark on a Stoic journey, delving into the profound idea that our company significantly shapes our Stoic philosophy. Our focus will be on the 7 types of people whom Stoicism warns us about, those whose influence can derail our progress in the pursuit of wisdom. So, sit back, absorb the insights, and let's navigate the intricate landscape of human connections through the lens of Stoic principles. Before we dive in, don't forget to show your support by liking this video, subscribing if you haven't already, and ringing that bell to stay connected with our Stoic community. Now, let's unravel the wisdom together. Type of people to avoid. Number 1. The complainer. Our first character to steer clear of is what Stoicism warns us about, the complainer. Picture that friend, family member, or co-worker who always seems to find fault in everything. The weather, their job, or even the food at a popular restaurant. Their dissatisfaction knows no bounds. You might be thinking, why should this concern me? I can just ignore them. Well, it's not that simple. Constant exposure to such negativity can have a draining effect on your mental well-being. It's like a leaky faucet, slowly depleting your reservoir of emotional energy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on actionable solutions rather than dwelling on problems. For instance, imagine collaborating on a project with a perpetual complainer. Each meeting turns into an exhausting session of complaints, and the impact on the team's morale is undeniable. Stoicism advises limiting exposure to such individuals whenever possible. If not, mentally distance yourself during their diatribes, treating their complaints as passing storms against the unmovable mountain of your inner tranquility. Steering conversations towards solutions or more constructive topics is another Stoic strategy. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. By guarding your mental peace, Stoicism ensures that chronic complainers don't deviate you from the Stoic path of resilience and virtue. Type of people to avoid. Number 2. The drama magnet. Moving on to the second cautionary character in our Stoic narrative, the drama magnet. Envision your life as a ship sailing through calm waters, navigating smoothly until you encounter the whirlpool of the drama magnet. This individual seems to attract an endless series of crises, conflicts, and controversies, creating turbulence in their wake. Initially, their energy may seem passionate or exciting, but soon you realize that being in their sphere is akin to navigating a ship through a storm, exhausting and dangerous. The challenge with trauma magnets lies in their ability to make their crises feel like your own. A friend having fallouts with others in your social circle becomes a trauma you're inadvertently part of. In handling such situations, Stoicism suggests embracing reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides, mirror their words back to them. For example, if they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," respond with, "So you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words." This technique provides emotional support without entangling you in the drama. Another strategy involves being selectively unavailable. Stoicism reminds us to value our time highly. Hence, there are moments when being unavailable for other people's recurring crises is necessary. Turn off your phone during specific hours. Create focus periods for work or personal development and communicate that during these times you're not to be disturbed. As Seneca aptly puts it, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. This perspective becomes particularly valuable when dealing with drama magnets. Instead of worrying about the next crisis, concentrate on the present moment, steering your ship calmly away from whirlpools that threaten your voyage toward personal growth and tranquility. Type of people to avoid. Number 3, the naysayer. Now, let's turn our attention to the third character that Stoicism advises us to avoid, the naysayer. Imagine yourself as an artist, diligently painting a canvas, each brushstroke adding color, depth, and life to your vision. Enter the naysayer, who walks into your studio, glances at your work, and immediately begins to critique it. They question your choices, casting doubt like strokes of gray paint, dulling your vibrant canvas. This is not the constructive criticism that can be valuable. Instead, it's a persistent aura of doubt and negativity. When you're excited about a new career path, for instance, the naysayer quickly lists all the reasons it won't work out. They might mention the competitive job market, question your skills, or highlight the possibility of failure. Soon, their doubts start to feel like your own, and your once self-assured vision begins to wobble. So, how does Stoicism guide us in dealing with a naysayer, especially if there's someone close to you? One unconventional but effective method is to ask them for advice rather than just sharing your plans. When people are put in an advisory role, they are less likely to attack your ideas outright and may offer more constructive feedback. Another approach is through positive confrontation. Instead of absorbing their negativity, challenge them to think of solutions. If they say, "You'll never be able to switch careers at this stage," counter with interesting perspective. How do you think someone could successfully make a career change then? This not only deflects the negativity, but also encourages a more constructive form of conversation. As Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening, in this context, doesn't mean absorbing everyone's negativity. It means discerning valuable input from mere noise. So, when the naysayers start to cloud your canvas with shades of doubt, take a step back. Listen, reflect, and continue painting your own life with the colors that speak to you. Don't let anyone turn your vibrant masterpiece into a dull gray landscape. Type of people to avoid. Number 4, the victim. Let's now explore the 4th character Stoicism warns us about. The victim. Picture life as a strategic game of chess, each player having the same pieces and the same goal to checkmate the opponent's king. You think strategically, make sacrifices, and take risks. Now, imagine the victim in this scenario, someone who blames the board, the pieces, or even their opponent for every poor move they make. In their eyes, they are perpetually in checkmate, not due to their choices, but because of some external force working against them. It's crucial to acknowledge that some people face genuine hardships and systemic issues. However, the victim we're discussing uses their predicament as a permanent excuse, refusing to take any responsibility for their actions or lack thereof. They might say, "I can't get ahead in my job because my boss dislikes me," or "I can't get fit because I have bad genetics." You might find yourself entangled in their storyline, perhaps as the supporting character constantly needing to rescue them. For instance, spending countless hours listening to a friend blame their failed relationships entirely on their ex-partners. Not only does this consume your time, but it can also subtly encourage you to adopt a similar victim mindset in your own life. So, what's your move when dealing with a victim, especially when they might be someone close to you? While it might be tempting to become their savior, offering endless advice and emotional support, Stoicism would caution against this. Instead, it recommends drawing a firm boundary to protect your own mental state. One effective technique is called compassionate detachment. This involves showing empathy and kindness, but refraining from rescuing them from situations they need to navigate themselves. Offering a listening ear without becoming their perpetual problem solver is key. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice. If you find yourself getting sucked into the victim's narrative, remember that you're the one holding the pen to your life script. Your storyline is yours to write. And while the cast may include a variety of characters, the protagonist's journey, your journey, should always be guided by your own values and decision. Reclaim your script and don't let anyone manipulate your life's narrative into a tale of perpetual victimhood. Type of people to avoid. Number 5. The toxic positivist. Our exploration of characters to avoid in the Stoic journey continues with the 5th type, the toxic positivist. We all know this person, always exuding sunshine, rainbows, and endless streams of emojis. They are the ones telling you to just be happy when you're going through a difficult period, dismissing your feelings and experiences with a nonchalant wave of glittery optimism. Imagine your life as a garden, a beautiful space with flowers, but also weeds and pests. Now, the toxic positive insists on ignoring anything that isn't a blooming rose. If you have aphids on your leaves, their advice would be just focus on the flowers. Don't let negativity into your garden. While it may sound uplifting, this approach can make you feel invalidated and disconnected from the reality of life's challenges. Suppose you're going through a tough breakup. You're sad, confused, and seeking emotional balance. The toxic positivist's advice: there are plenty of fish in the sea. Just smile and be happy. This excessive positivity neglects the complexities of human emotion and the realities of life's challenges. How do you cultivate your garden without letting the toxic positivists trample it with their indiscriminate sprinkling of good vibes only? One strategy is to engage them in a discussion that embraces both light and shadow. If they say, "Look on the bright side, at least you have your health," you could respond with, "Yes, I'm grateful for my health, but it's also okay for me to feel upset about this specific issue." Both can coexist. Another approach involves what psychologists call emotional granularity, the ability to feel and differentiate between a wide range of emotions, both positive and negative. When the toxic positivist pushes you to just be happy, take a moment to acknowledge and label your nuanced feelings. Saying, "I'm feeling a bit melancholic today due to X," and that's okay, can be a liberating affirmation. Referencing Stoic thought, Seneca once said, "True happiness is to understand our duties toward God and man, to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Notice the balance, understanding duties which aren't always pleasant and enjoying the present. A Stoic approach isn't about focusing solely on the positive or the negative. It's about embracing life's complexity with equanimity. So, the next time the toxic positivist sprinkles their confetti on your carefully tended garden, take a step back. Remember, a garden needs both sunshine and rain to flourish. Embrace your full emotional spectrum and keep nurturing your garden with the richness and complexity it deserves. Don't let anyone reduce the depth of your experiences to a superficial display of constant positivity. Type of people to avoid: number 6, the manipulator. Our journey through the 7 cautionary characters continues with the 6th type, the manipulator. Envision your life as a movie script, where you are the main character with a clear vision of how your story should unfold. Now, enter the manipulator, the shadowy producer subtly rewriting your script without you realizing it until one day you find your storyline has veered off course. The manipulator is skilled in the art of emotional or psychological maneuvering, using flattery, guilt trips, or deceit to steer you in a direction that benefits them. Perhaps you have a friend who consistently convinces you to pay for dinner, appealing to your success and framing it as a small favor that would make their day better. Over time, you realize your generosity has been taken advantage of, but calling them out feels uncomfortable because they framed it as a favor to a friend in need. Handling a manipulator can be tricky, and Stoicism offers valuable insights. One method to counteract their tactics is what experts call fogging. This technique involves agreeing with any truth in the manipulator's statements, but refusing to be moved by emotional coercion. For instance, if they say, "You're so successful, you should cover dinner," you could respond with, "You're right that I've been doing well, but let's split the bill as we usually do." Another approach is to set clear boundaries and enforce them. If the manipulator wants you to lend them money or commit to tasks you're uncomfortable with, learn to say no assertively. Keep your tone calm and your words clear. "I can't lend money, but I'm here to offer emotional support." This sets a boundary while maintaining the friendship. Drawing inspiration from Stoic thought, Epictetus warned us that we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. The manipulator thrives on your predictable reactions, manipulating your kindness, guilt, or desire for approval. By choosing to respond differently, you're taking control of your script again. So, if you find a manipulator lurking in your life, remember that you're the one holding the pen. Your storyline is yours to write, and while the cast may include various characters, the protagonist's journey, your journey, should always be guided by your own values and decisions. Reclaim your script and don't let anyone manipulate your life's narrative into a tale that serves their agenda. Type of people to avoid: example, the time vampire. In our journey through the types of people Stoicism warns us about, we arrive at the 7th character, the time vampire. Envision your daily routine as a carefully crafted symphony, each instrument representing a task or commitment, creating a harmonious balance. Now, imagine the time vampire joining in, screeching off, key, drowning out your melody, and turning your beautiful composition into discordant noise. The time vampire might not be malicious. In fact, they might seem quite benign. It could be a colleague constantly interrupting you with trivial questions, fragmenting your productive workday. Alternatively, it could be a friend inviting you to countless social events that don't align with your interests, making you feel obligated to attend and draining your time and energy. While these interactions may seem inconsequential individually, their cumulative effect can be profoundly disruptive. Stoicism, with its emphasis on the wise allocation of time, offers strategies to protect your symphony from being ruined by a time vampire. One effective strategy is the Pomodoro technique, a time management method that involves breaking your work into intervals, traditionally 25 minutes, separated by short breaks. During these intervals, make it clear that you're not to be disturbed, setting a boundary that protects your most productive times from being nibbled away. If you find yourself dealing with a social time vampire, remember that saying no is not just okay, it's essential for your well-being. Instead of offering elaborate excuses, a simple "I appreciate the invite, but I can't make it" suffices. Declining an invitation is not a rejection of the person, it's an affirmation of your own needs and priorities. In the words of Seneca, life, if well lived, is long enough. Stoicism teaches us that time is one of our most precious resources, one that should be allocated wisely. It's the canvas upon which we paint the portrait of our lives, and we should be highly selective about who and what deserves a stroke of our brush. In the grand composition of your life, make sure each note, each instrument, each melody aligns with your greater purpose. Don't let the cacophonous intrusion of a time vampire throw your symphony into disarray. Hold the baton firmly, conduct your life with purpose, and ensure that every moment is a note well played in your harmonious masterpiece. Reflection upon ourselves. As we reach the finale of our exploration into the character Stoicism warns us about, let's not forget that self-awareness is key. It's easy to recognize these types in others, but more challenging and enlightening task is to look within. Are you unintentionally playing one of these roles in someone else's life? Remember, Stoicism isn't just about navigating the world, it's also about understanding and improving ourselves. If today's discussion has sparked a realization, an epiphany, or even just a bit of introspection, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Write your thoughts, share your experiences, and let's engage in a dialogue that enriches us all. Stoicism, at its core, encourages us to reflect upon our actions, continuously striving for self-improvement. So, until next time, may your choices align with your virtues, may your actions reflect your wisdom, and may your life be the masterpiece you're meant to create.